Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. In the last video we did a game of Machine Strike. Of course we did. I actually did a little research. And I forgot my research. I checked online to see if I could find out what the difficulty ranks of Machine Strike plays is. I believe it's beginner, intermediate, advanced, skilled, experienced, expert, or something like that. I don't actually really have a bloody clue. So anyways, what I'll be doing today, I think we're gonna go back to the base, right, and turn in Aether and get that very first thing done. Then we're probably gonna do Breaking Even and Blood for Blood, and that would be about it. Meh. Okay, cool, let's do that. So, all the way back over here, and if I remember correctly, this is the one we... Can we just flash over there? That would be nice. Oh, we can. Hello, lovely. Very curious what this will do. What will it do? Will it do anything to the environment of the area? Of course, it's meant to... There we go. It's meant to clean up the skies somewhat. That's the general idea. And, sorry, my face doesn't work today. It's meant to clean up the skies a little bit, stuff like that, and stop the storms. So, we'll see if it works. It's going to be a very low-key video. I am dead. I'm just so tired. I really feel it today. We're doing the workout last night. And we're doing hammer curls and dumbbell curls to finish off. It was pull day, so we just finished going with some bicep accessory work. And I do 4 sets of 12 on both. I'll shut up now.
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha. They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy! Aaron, you're all better. And you're here.
Well, the world only goes on if you can do your thing. We learn fast enough, we help make that happen. You want all the backup you can get, right?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Kotalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay.
This is very homely, all these candles and stuff they've put up. Often when you turn to base, dialogue with your comments will update your progress with the story. Sure.
Ask me.
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl.
Oh.
How's, training with Zoe?
You know we really are training. Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course. You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory, and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside, without the knowledge from Apollo to guide them.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, the tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough. I'm guessing you've spoken with Kotalo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long?
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready. How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Erend definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
It's going to be a very talky episode.
Think you can hold the fort while I'm gone?
If Erend stops listening to the same music over and over again, maybe. We'll be fine.
She's well suited for me at the moment. I can sleep, they can talk. It's lovely. What is this?
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
Ah. Alright. 326 shards. Bloody Nora. Alright. Thanks. Didn't expect that. They really have made this place a lot nicer.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see.
And a large bed. Get it, Zoe. Get it, Varl. Do your thing.
She talks a lot. You would too, if you knew everything there is to know about her.
Train the body, train the mind. That's what...
Do I have any of these? Oh, right, we have tons of these. Alright, okay, cool. Ravager. Let's craft. Boop. Roller back. That's going to be pretty cool if we ever grab one. Roller back. Bella back. Okay, so these three we need. These Thatmore, sack webbing, Skydrifter, razor tail, Bella back, sack webbing. Let's make some jobs. I know I don't ever use these, but I'm going to do them all anyway. And maybe we'll use them eventually. My problem is I'm always trying to kill things. I'm always trying to break parts off. And I feel like overriding things doesn't help with that because they then do lots of damage to your machine before you can necessarily break everything off. But it would keep the machines busy and give me access to harder to break off places like tails. Anyways.
Aloy.
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place. Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then. What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Yeah, that's kind of how we got into trouble in the first place, right?
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. and invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
I have concerns that we're getting to know all these people. You know, we've now got this little team. We never had this last time. People all came together for the final battle, sure, but we couldn't, you know, we didn't have them all in our little hub, and we didn't check in with them all, blah, blah, blah. But what if they die? That is now the primary concern.
What do you think of our squad?
They seem eager to fight. Though I admit it is strange to see a new Taru in the ranks. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
She seemed pretty effective when she took out the machines that were guarding this base.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
It's a good egg, really.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Am I crazy, or did Tekote not look old enough to be a father figure to Kotalo? They look like, I assume they were same age, roughly?
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
It's a cool voice.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
Well, I believe we can fly in this game. I think we can take on the sun thingamajiggy, you know, the pterosaur looking thing, is mountable eventually. I haven't done it before. Obviously, we haven't seen it, but I've seen just screenshots from the game in the advertising and stuff like that.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Indeed, I am the best.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. May the 10 walk with you.
And with you, my brother. Right, off we go. Couple more people to talk to, then we'll go talk to Gaia. Give her a good old upgrade.
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
So I
Have
find.
you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket. If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected, and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
That's a fair point.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did, though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here, it is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking, that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids, but Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me.
We need to go find Talana, don't we? She's made it past the mountain now.
You've spoken with Kotalo?
A few words. Tenakth don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
There's something wrong with this armor. It's that left shoulder plate just flickers constantly.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I believe I've met them already.
I believe you, Aloy, but I do not remember those veterans. Oh, I do remember a couple of them, yeah.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
One-handed.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
Where's my beverage? One sec. Oh, there it is. Alright, look.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
It's quite interesting, this, actually, because, you know, we spent the entirety of the first game, near enough, with the Karja. They were by far the most prominent tribe. You know, we make Karja friends, you know, lots of Karja people that we get on with, and of course there was the Mad Sun King, and he did terrible things, but it was mainly the Karja we knew, and now everyone hates the Karja, and we're just learning about the atrocities they've committed.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side.
That was Kotalo.
Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvests passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. Right, I should probably go.
I shall return to our training then.
She's become a very interesting character. Oh, so one more conversation to go. It's taking bloody ages, this. I'm just going to have a beverage first, because I don't want to drink it mid-conversation, because it might sound sloshy. I don't know how to describe it. Bear with me.
Is it me, or did the old ones just look funny? Funny how?
Hopefully that wasn't too
Their
sloshy.
clothes, they're weird. They're so tight.
Come on then, you.
Hey,
Hey,
A nice place.
Well, it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But, don't worry. There's nothing I can't handle.
Right. I was hoping you could help me with something. It's about the Tenakth rebels, and it also has to do with the Oseram.
Really? That doesn't sound good. Let me know what I can do to help.
I see Varl gave you a focus.
Well, it doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the Forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah.
She's a little awkward around him, isn't she?
I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both. How are you settling in?
Yeah, Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land, when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
So, you've met our new Tenakth friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
So Talana came by the base?
Yeah, more like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least. Only Carja I've ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
He really doesn't like that, does he? He really struggles with that notion. With her and her.
I discovered an Oseram militant group. They call themselves the Sons of Prometheus. It looks like they're the ones overriding machines for the Tenakth rebels.
I thought that was something only you could do.
They're familiar with ancient tech, and they're as anti-Carja as it gets.
So, last year we stopped Durval and his cronies from blowing up Meridian in retribution for the Red Raids. And now you're telling me we have another group of Oseram trying to wipe out the Carja with an army of machines and bloodthirsty Tenakth?
Pretty much.
Oh, well, that's just great!
Is there any way you can help me find out who they are? Anything to track them down and stop them?
Yeah, I can send out some messages from Chainscrape. Get in touch with my contacts in the claim, see what I can find out.
I'd appreciate that. Oh, and I'll let you know if I find out anything more about the Sons of Prometheus.
Same here.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Why don't you check the
Right.
Maybe you left it there and dropped
It is finally time, ladies and gentlemen, for Gaia to get her upgrade half an hour in. if Gaia talks to me for half an hour, I am set. I am chill. Don't have to do a bloody thing.
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready, please merge Aether with me.
What's this?
Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
Gaia? What is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system connected to this dome. I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. I think I can reconnect some of them already. And it seems like there are more out there.
Okay.
There we go. More data for the dome.
Okay, so we've got 3 of them. So wait, is this is it changing the backdrop? Is that the point? A little bit of customization, you know. Oh, wait, is this what it looks like? Because this is free. I don't like this at all. I thought it was loaded. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, that's awesome, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool that you can do that. Alright, yeah. Nice little feature. Let's try out the others. God, I wonder how difficult this was to integrate. Can't have been easy, could it? Okay, very cool. Let's check out the third one. Where are we? So we were there and there. I think the second one's winning so far. What will number 3 do? It's fine for now, anyway. Let's check, Gaia. Do you want me to insert first? I'll insert first, and then we'll talk.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated AETHER frequency.
AETHER. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually AETHER?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old-world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Send out sausages. What does SOS actually stand for? Because obviously we know SOS means help me, blah blah blah. But what does it actually... Does it stand for anything? Or is it just a code? Oh, it's Morse code. So it's actually not originally an abbreviation, although people have now turned it into one. To save our souls and such.
Why would AETHER send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why AETHER would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so... either AETHER is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be AETHER.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So... maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond, and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them, then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
It's not just 237, it's 237 and beware.
Alright, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Aletheia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
A little annoyance there. A little Gaia, please don't do that again.
Aloy,
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Erend to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
Apparently there is. Whoop.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Aether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a
Don't
variety
you hear
of
this
animal
already?
species. Eleuther was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose.
Okay, we've definitely had this.
Do you still need...
Restoring them, perhaps Artemis and Apollo, however.
Oh, that's why. Because there's one little line slightly different about Aletheia in there. That's why it appeared as a new thing.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened. It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful. You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Aether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Aether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Aether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Aether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Aether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. How's Kotalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods, in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
I like it. Yeah, there's all this stuff going on, world's ending, but Aloy has time to dish with Gaia, because of course she does.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus. After an initial incident,
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
Does sound like him. Whoop. Oh my god. So much text.
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Scion. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project.
Oh, yeah.
And it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. I should be going.
Goodbye, Aloy.
Oh, it's been a long one. Jeez. I just had this vision of, I'm hoping Gaia stays chill. I think when we connect with Hephaestus or something, I can just see something going.
Aloy, I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Oh?
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
But where? Guide me there. Could it be this?
Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet.
I've been here, haven't I? I vaguely remember this place.
Gaia, it looks like all the stuff down here connects to the dome. What's it for?
This facility was designed to process an immense amount of data from the terraforming system. This is where it would have been stored.
Looks like some kind of storage room.
Loot! Gaia reminds me a little bit of Galadriel from Lord of the Rings. I can just see that sort of switch in her where she becomes all powerful and almost evil and controlling and like this dark queen kind of thing.
Erend and Varl are waiting for me at the west exit.
Like Galadriel. Instead of a blah blah blah, you would have a queen, a terrible queen. I can't remember what she says when she goes all crazy with Frodo when they're in the Mirkwood? I don't know, they're in the Elven town anyway. Alrighty.
Uh-huh. There she is.
You ready to head out?
50 bloody minutes that took. Not complaining.
Yes. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
Oh jeez. Really jumping ahead.
This distress call. Had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
This guy needs to invest in some gloves.
Vermin.
What is that?
What the hell?
Well, that takes the keg.
Burrow, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith.
Is she dead?
There are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Yeah, she wasn't part of the original
Can't
group, but
believe
she,
you fought
I mean, she
one
did die.
Almost didn't make it. Turning into an icicle out here. Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will. But it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, go do your thing. I'll wait here.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
Assist recovery of the asset. A secondary to continue monitoring the suitor. Orders acknowledged. Status report to G Berry. Hostiles detected engaging targets. Danger system failure imminent. So I want to see if I can find the audio message, because the game kind of just stacked them on top of each other, you know. Let's get rid of some of these bios. Luthia. Is that all the characters? Oh. Yeah, it's not many though, is there, actually? Relatively speaking. That one? Yeah.
What?
Hello, Verbena? What do you have for me?
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset. Can we call off this pointless search already?
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
So this is Verbena. I wonder who the asset is.
What a mess.
Not what I was looking for, but I'll take it. Will I take it? Supply cache? Oh, hello. Everyone's just sitting there in the corner talking to himself about how chilly he is. Aha. 11,800 shards. I can no longer complain about being poor. Well, I can in real life. Just what was I saying earlier? Oh yeah. So about 40 minutes ago, I was talking about the workout, and there's an exercise where we do 48 hammer kills and then 48 dumbbell kills, like typical dumbbell kills.
This is coming with me.
No, it's not. And we're doing 12.5 kilos, and usually I do 48. Or the last 3 weeks, since I moved up to 12.5 kilos, I've done 48. It's 12.5 kilos on both. And last night I got 12, 10. Like it was the 4th time I've done the exercise, and it's the only time I've actually failed it. And it really annoyed me. Like, why would I fail it on the 4th time instead of the 1st time? Like, surely I should be getting stronger in that regard. But I just felt super weak yesterday and super tired, and now I'm still super tired. So, kind of blaming it on that.
One of the sons of Prometheus. It looks like his focus was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Telemetry initiated, coordinates redacted, malfunction detected, self-destruct initiated, telemetry, there we go, terminated.
The weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
Okay.
Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? Alright. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
I'm still quite curious. Who sent the signal? What's the asset? Who knows?
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up, all so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? Aletheia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
It's interesting that the rebels are also planning to kill Zeniths, right? They're looking for a way to kill the Zeniths. That suggests they've had quite a few run-ins with the Zeniths already. Enough run-ins with the Zeniths already that it's important for them to figure out a way to take them down. Apparently they've been making waves without us knowing about it.
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. If any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go.
What errand? Right, well, we'll end it there. It's been nice, I didn't have to do anything. I literally didn't have to do fire a single arrow today. Oh my god. It might only be a one episode day, because I am tired and I still have to work out. And that's going to make me more tired. I just need a break. Thankfully tomorrow is my day off, so Well, my workout day off anyway. Okay. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Very interesting episode for sure in terms of story and everything like that. So, quite excited about all that kind of stuff. Very curious what this asset is. Oh, and there you go. You can see my game capture. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.